Hello and welcome to another episode of What's Inside. It's Trading Card Tuesday, so today we are looking at a couple packs of the Dark Crystal trading card games. They're in full color. Each pack has 8 trading cards in it. I've got 2 of them here. I thought they would be fun to look at. These are based on the movie The Dark Crystal, which is a classic from 1982. As you can see, the back doesn't have ads like a lot of them did at the time. These were put out by Donruss, one of the major trading card companies of the 80s and 90s. I think they're still around. They mostly do sports stuff now, as I recall. Last I heard, anyway. But this was a fairly big movie for its time, and with the creepy puppets and everything, the Jim Henson sort of stuff. And everybody's favorite Gelfling was in it. I've heard rumor they're going to do a sequel of some kind, so these might be in demand. But if you're real big into like puppets and Jim Henson stuff, you might want to look into these as far as collectibles go. So let's open these up and see what we've got here. These are just normal wax packs. And if you're into saving the wrappers, you want to do the usual techniques of carefully opening them. Now, a lot of Donruss stuff did not come with gum, and these are some of those cards. Let's see if I can get this open. Alright. Barely any ripping. Barely. Alright, so that's what it looks like with the wax wrapper unfolded. A lot of white area, and of course you'll want to check the corners for tearing where the cards edges would go, but there's an interesting thing about these cards that will kind of save the wrapper, and that's they have rounded edges. They didn't do a lot of this in the 80s. Actually, there's very few cards with rounded edges, and this is one of them. There were some G.I. Joe cards that had rounded edges. I loved those. They had the classic G.I. Joe art. Been trying to track those down for a long time, but every time I do, they're super expensive. So it's interesting to note, and you'll notice that the color here is still pretty solid, nice purple. This was the top card, so there's a little bit of wax melted onto it, but it comes off fairly easy. You just gotta be gentle. There's 78 cards in the set, and we're gonna look at some here. So this is card number 73, Kyra's Act of Heroism. Card number 72, The Lost Shard. Oh, spoilers. Card number 39, The Making of Pod Slave 1. The Skeksis Garthim Master. Card number 17. Card number 36, Oruga in the Chamber of Life. Card number 76, The Great Conjunction. Card number 24, Garthim Attack. Card number 51, Garthim. Now you'll notice it looks like all the cards are side pictures, so it makes it a little easier to go through the deck, and you get a nice panoramic shot then. Let's open our second pack up and see what's in here. With only 78 cards, you won't need a whole lot to complete this set. There's no stickers, so that eliminates a subset because the 80s didn't have very much in the way of chase cards. They mostly had sticker subsets. And without a sticker subset, you need a lot less packs to complete your collection. So next we have the first one in this deck, or pack I should say. 76, The Great Conjunction. Card number 24, Garthim Attack, which we've seen already. Card 51, Garthim, another duplicate. Jen is captured, card 19. Card 59, Kyra atop a Landstrider. Card number 53, Escaping the Gareth. Card number 12, The Dying Skeksis Emperor. creepy looking puppet, man, I tell you. The Trek of the Mystics, card number 58 is our last one. Now you get some really beautiful panoramic shots. The numbers are in the bottom corner, so you can see the card number from the front or the back. And they do have the little story on the back, which is really cool, and it continues on, so you get the whole story of the movie through the cards and these little paragraph synopsis, which is also really cool. I kind of liked that about the trading cards when I was a kid. Lets you relive the movie until it comes out on VHS, which was usually 6 to 9 months, sometimes longer, sometimes less. But it could be a while before it hit VHS. And in '82, VHS was still fairly new. Betamax, well, they didn't make it. Better format, just didn't catch on. So, the card quality is really nice, actually. I'm real impressed with that. They're much nicer than you would think. They do have the usual gloss on one side, nothing on the other. So, it's just a standard cardboard. It's a subdued, more matte type finish. But, yeah, overall, real nice cards. The rounded edges means the cards are probably going to be in better condition than your average trading card, because the corners would get crushed on those from dropping them or storage or whatever. So you got a better chance of finding these in good condition, and because they are Jim Henson affiliate movie, you know that it's going to be something people collect. A lot of the Muppet and puppet type stuff is really collectible still. And this was a really interesting movie, a great story that they couldn't have made at the time without puppets. The CGI just didn't exist. So definitely ahead of its time, I think. And as far as collectibles go, this is a really cool one to add to your collection if you're really into like Muppets or Jim Henson stuff, or just fantasy films in general. So yeah, really cool looking cards. I like the layout, I like the color. Color's held up really well over time. It's got the plot synopsis. There's only 78 cards in the set, and you get 8 cards per pack. So if you can track these down and you're a trading card collector, I recommend them. The rounded corners especially is a big selling point for me. I think that's great. Otherwise, they're about the same size as a standard trading card. They're not bigger, they're just rounded edges. But that'll do it for this episode. We've seen what's inside the Dark Crystal trading card packs from 1982 from Donruss, and that'll wrap it up. As always, thank you so much for watching and supporting the channel, and we hope to see you on the next episode of What's Inside.